Welcome back to the weekly Chibit questions, my fellow Chibits. Hopefully all of you are having a very good day or night, no matter where you live. So how are you doing? How has your past week been? How is your day going right now? And if it's in the middle of the night, I wish you a very good night. Hopefully you have some good rest. How's school treating you? How's work treating you? Let me know in the comments below, because I like to always ask to see how you guys are doing. And so with that being said, please forgive me for a little bit of a delay on this video. I know it's going to be Monday, probably late Monday when you see this, because just been having a lot of things, and Sunday, I was doing a little bit R&R. I was just, relaxing and just, chilling, and don't worry, everything will be out today. I will be getting Food Wars out, I will be getting this out, I will be getting Tokyo Ghoul, Tai-Zai, Golden Kamuy. Do not worry, I'm just making sure, I get everything clarified that, don't worry, the reviews and stuff will be coming out today or probably sometime late tonight and all that. Let us begin this week's Chibit questions. What does the fox say? Is her smile worth the protection? Yeah, protect that smile. That's what I've always said since day one when I saw that cute little Ani02. Have you ever thought that Ishida can make an entire universe similar to how Marvel is doing it, since everything that has been happening has only been in Tokyo? So in theory, if he wanted to, he could continue this Ghoulverse with new characters from other countries and their point of view of the world and how they live their lives compared to our characters in Japan. Honestly, I think this could be pretty dope. However, I also don't want it to happen, since it could get at one point very repetitive. I understand where you're coming from, how it can be very repetitive, but Ishida's a really good writer, and it's something I've always wanted to see, him, expand upon the verse of TG, because, there's just so much we don't really know about. We don't really know how ghouls were handled in other parts around the world. For all we know, there could be already laws in place to probably protect ghouls in a way to where, they're not constantly attacked by, CCG, or maybe ghouls are already exterminated from other parts around the world. We have no idea. It's not ever really been clarified at all. We do know that there's other ghouls around the world. We just don't know exactly what happened to them or how they're doing right now. So, all in all, I really do want to know more about it. I would love it if Ishida even made it a spin-off side story to expand upon that. But even though it might become repetitive depending on how it's done, I would just love to see something else outside of Tokyo. When the prison break happens, if the prison break happens, and the villains are attacking / killing heroes, do you think that Stain would team up with the heroes to stop them? He's an anti-hero, yes, but he ultimately stands for justice. Do you think Izuku would be able to convince him to join? All in all, I think Stain, I could see him trying to stop the villains, but at the same time, I think because of how his ideology is, certain people he'd probably target. He'd probably target heroes alongside of villains as well. For instance, if he doesn't see a proper hero, he's probably going to go after the hero too. Because Stain is not a changed man at all. There's just no way. The way he was setting his ideals, a little bit of time in jail is not going to, stop him from being like he was. So I'm going to say right now, yeah, I could see him somewhat helping out, the heroes. But if it's a hero that's not a proper hero, he's probably going to give him the slit on the throat, because that's just what I would assume Stain would do, because that's just like him. He would attack certain villains he didn't like, but he would also attack heroes, and he'd try to pit them up against each other to have the ideal world that he wanted. Hey Chibi, do you read every comment someone posts on your Twitter or YouTube? Because I don't see your response sometimes, but I know you're busy too. I do try to read every single comment on YouTube and social media. Sometimes I do miss things. I admit I miss certain things on Twitter and YouTube, but most of the time I try to at least get around to reading everything. Even if I don't reply to it or leave a like on it or whatever, I do try to at least read every single comment to see what you guys are saying. What do you love about yourself? charisma? What do you think would happen if the cast of Yu Yu Hakusho was in the world of Hunter x Hunter? What would their nin abilities be if they were in Hunter x Hunter world? Lastly, who would be stronger or faster, Hiei or Killua? Like, are we talking about the entire cast? Like, we talking about, like, you know, everybody in the different realms, the people in the spirit world and all that? Because if we're talking about stuff like that, the entire world of Hunter x Hunter would forever change, because it would have to, you know, bring in the spirit world and stuff like that, and the demon world, and if we're only just bringing them into the verse of Hunter x Hunter, then that's just going to be crazy in general, because there's a lot of OP guys in Yu Yu Hakusho that are above some of the things we've seen in Hunter x Hunter. However, for instance, people like Meruem or Netero, they definitely could clash with characters from Yu Yu Hakusho, definitely. But, okay, so if they were to come over, the world would probably become chaos. There would be a lot of chaos just because of how many crazy things would happen. Because, I mean, as we know in Yu Yu Hakusho, the demons could really upset the world's balance because of their strength level. So if they were to come into Hunter x Hunter, it'd probably do something to the world. Next thing, you said nin abilities if they were in there. Now, I'm not going to go over every single cast of characters, like, you know, and say what they would have. I'll just go over a few that probably come into my mind. I think Kurabara would be probably one of the most broken characters to bring into Hunter x Hunter because of how his spirit sword works. I mean, he's able to cut through dimensions and stuff. I mean, the way his spirit sword already works and you apply nin to that, that seems like that would be absolutely broken on so many levels. And I don't even know where to begin of how crazy that would be as an ability. Because, I mean, if he can cut through dimension stuff, depending on his manipulation and all that, he most likely could be able to use that to go to, let's say, the Dark Continent, all the way as far as he wants. Just cut through, like, you know, a part of the dimension and, you know, go to the Dark Continent, depending on how he uses his nin. So, I mean, Kurabara would be pretty freaking broken. I really think he would. Other characters, let's say Kurama, oh my god. With his nin restrictions, like with nin restrictions in the first place, I say he would probably use nin restrictions to access his Yoko Kurama state. That's what I would assume he would try to do. So, I mean, just, Kurama would definitely be pretty strong, too. Yusuke, I say Yusuke with his demon form he had at the end of the series, he's easily, I don't know exactly, I'd say, it's been a while since I watched Yu Yu Hakusho and got to see the end game of the series. I'd say he would definitely be near, like, the upper level, like where Meruem was in Netero, though. I could be wrong there. It's been a while since I saw the show, and I remembered the power level of Yusuke, but, I mean, Yusuke would probably be really ridiculous, and, I mean, you apply nin, I'd say he would be, like, an enhancer type similar to Gon. He would probably just be able to enhance his body, strengthen him up and stuff, but, yeah, I feel like, overall, there would be a lot of broken characters. Now, who do I think would be faster and stronger? Hiei. Hiei's Jakan and all that would definitely make him a lot stronger with how he fights in general. I say, yeah, Hiei would be way above Killua. Since you didn't see it last time, I'm sending it again. Have you noticed the similarities between the pictures? Please see the full thread. Kijima looks like Emil from Nier. I have seen the comparison of Kijima and Emil from Nier Automata. I have already seen that one before. It's always interesting when I see that type of reference. I didn't notice it the first time, like, when Kijima was introduced, I didn't know about it, because I didn't really know about Emil at all, because I never really played the original, Nier games. But after I played Nier Automata, and I was looking into it, I realized there was a big reference there, and it just blows my mind, because Ashita is, a fan of Nier Automata, so it makes sense why he would have a character based off of him in some shape or form. But getting back to your first original question, though, that is definitely interesting to see how they're actually referencing the cover of the manga volume with the opening song. That little detail right there makes me respect Studio Bones even more now, because it shows that they're going as far as to read the manga and reference the manga. There's a couple of scenes I noticed that were like cover chapters from the manga they added into the opening song, so I mean, yeah, I could definitely believe they would do something like that. I just think it shows that, once again, Bones cares about the original source, and they're trying to expand upon it and make it better than what the manga actually is. Some good 12-episode anime. Chibi Vampire is always a recommended for me. I say Midoriya Days. If you want something really funny, Bimbo Gamiga. So yeah, those are my 3 recommendations. My first Chibi questions in weeks. Who is best Nekopara Neko? Her. She is definitely best girl. How do you feel about Yaoi and Bara? I don't know what Bara is. you're probably gonna have to enlighten me in the comments below, but about Yaoi, to answer your question about Yaoi, and I'm going to assume Bara has something to do with Yaoi, so I'm just going to answer like I'm going to answer the Yaoi question, unless Bara means something I'm completely unaware of. But, with the whole thing with Yaoi, I have nothing against it. I just don't go out of my way to watch or read anything about Yaoi. I don't. But, like I said, I have no problem with it. Just not something I actively want to read and just watch. Are you going to check out the English dub of ReZero when it comes out? Of course I am. I mean, look, I love ReZero. It's one of my favorite series of all time. It definitely stood out to me when it came out. I analyzed it, broke it down. It was extremely fun to do on a weekly basis. So, I mean, of course I want to watch the dub when it comes out. I mean, I can't believe it's taken this long for it to actually finally get a dub. It's been about almost 2 years now, hasn't it, since ReZero came out? Has it been around, like, 2 years? I believe so. I could be wrong there, but yeah, I'm definitely going to be watching the dub. Hey Chibi, there's been a question I want to ask you for a while. Will you be watching the final season of Fairy Tail if it makes any significant changes that fixes the problems the manga had? Hiromashima said that he did screw up, so at least he is aware of it. Wait, Hiromashima actually admitted he screwed up? Did he really? Did he admit that? Someone cross-check this, please, for me. I'm very curious. But, do I think they'll fix it? No, I don't. They actually were very lazy with Fairy Tail 2015, I think that's what it's called. Fairy Tail 2015 or 2016, I forget. Like, the second part of the series. They were really lazy. Like, they removed magic circles. They really messed up on the animation a lot of parts. It just did not look as good as the OG Fairy Tail. And I mean, look, I dislike Fairy Tail, I put it down a lot, but I admit, the anime of Fairy Tail is really good, like the first original, like the anime was really well done, and it made it tolerable. But with the new entry into the anime, the change of art style was fine, but what was really the problem is that they removed magic circles, they also just changed, like, certain ways they handled the anime, and it just didn't feel like the same type of Fairy Tail anime that it was in the past, so it was just a big step down. So when the next, continuation pops up, which we know it's going to happen, the final season of Fairy Tail, I feel like most likely it's going to be just as lazy as probably the second entry, and I'm sad to say that, but I mean, it's probably going to be the case, because, I mean, it really showed in their last attempt that they didn't really want to go all the way like they did the first time around. Will you protect this smile? I think if anything needs protecting, it's probably the person that smile is directed towards. Chibi, I posted this question on 9gag a while ago, and I'd really like to hear your opinion on it. Do you really think it's possible that the very novels/stories we read could potentially be real worlds existing on different realities and universes and offers our observers/translators? Let's see. So you're basically saying, like, everything on, like, books, let's say manga, whatever, like Berserk, for example, like, everything is in its own parallel universe. That's what you're trying to tell me. Well, it's a potential possibility. I believe there's a theory to where, like, there is, like, a possibility for anything. Like, there could be an entire world, let's say, of yourself on an entire planet. I believe there is, like, some form of scientific theory on that. I could be wrong there. I'm like no scientist, so don't quote me on any of this. But I mean, I believe there is, like, a theory or something with, like, parallel dimensions. If there is stuff like that, then there could be worlds to where it can be entirely made of water. Like the Earth, instead of being what it is now, it can be solid water or solid land, whatever. Just like, different types of stuff that are completely different from the others, or some that's almost the exact same, but just one thing is completely different. Like maybe, in another world, I have no left hand or something. I mean, that I think that's a potential scientific theory. I believe it is. I've heard something about that in the past. But I mean, is different visual novels and stories? Possibly. I mean, who knows? We don't really understand how the world fully works, so I can't really say yes or no to that. So, yeah, that's my opinion on it, with my limited knowledge. Remember this meme? Whoa, I feel like I just went back to, like, 2016. Holy crap. Do you remember this meme, though? What would be your reaction right now if a girl came up to you with a baby, told you that you are responsible for the baby, and the DNA test also showed that you are the biological dad of the baby? Okay, I would be asking how in the hell, because I don't remember this. Because, look, I'm not that irresponsible to, hit up a woman and then get her pregnant and then not even know. I don't think I would be that irresponsible. So, my question would be how? How did you manage to get pregnant and you have my DNA with this baby? Like, that doesn't make sense. So, I'd be having a lot of questions, because most likely that would mean that I had to have been taken advantage of when I was unconscious in some way. That's the only thing I could assume. So, I mean, if it is my biological baby, I would gladly raise it, no problem, but I would first make sure that there's no thing or nothing wrong with the DNA test. Like, there could be something being tampered with to kind of lie or something. Give me a reason to convert from anime only to manga reader for Boku no Hero. P.S. Don't work yourself too much on petty drama. Thank you so much. But, honestly, don't convert to a manga reader. I don't recommend it. As I've said already in the past, you anime-onlys are lucky right now for My Hero Academia. It's a really good anime. It's better than the manga in a lot of ways. And until otherwise, I think you should just stick with the anime. It would be honestly a waste to just start the manga. Unless you cannot wait for the next season. That's the only way I would say to start reading the manga. If you're someone like me that when they catch up with the series, they want to see where it's going, then obviously read the manga. But if you're satisfied with the anime and you think you can wait for the next season, then I recommend you not to go to become a manga reader, because the anime is way above the manga. What is your favorite Dragon Ball Z movie villain? Janemba. That's a very easy one. If you had to choose between Mutsuki and me, who would you choose? You, obviously. I'm not a big fan of Mutsuki. I mean, she's not like a horrible character. She just, her personality and all that, no. I would save you over her any day. Are you into horror games? If so, what is your favorite one? And also, here's my favorite one. Have a great day, my boy. The Evil Within. I have personally not played the game. Heard a lot of good things about it. But, my favorite horror game would probably be Amnesia. The reason why that is because a long time ago when, PewDiePie first started off, or, as a YouTuber, I remember watching his videos of Amnesia, and I was like, ooh, I want to play this game. So I remember playing Amnesia when many years ago, and I got into it. It's a really scary game, and I really love the concept of it. So I would say, yeah, Amnesia is probably my favorite horror game I've ever played. I really don't have a question for you, but I thought to drop by and wish everyone a nice day. Aw, thank you so much. You have a nice day as well, and this goes to all of you Chibits out there. How do you feel about this? Is this legit, or is this fan art? Because that's really good fan art if that is legit. Like, compliments to whoever did that if that is fan art. I like it. I don't know if that's legit or, like, did Horikoshi do something like this, or... It's probably fan art. I'd assume I would know something about this, so... That's some really good fan art. Compliment to whoever made that. That looks legit. If I didn't know any better, and, like, I didn't know about Mina and all that, I would say that's legit stuff right there. Your thoughts? If she's a 500-year-old dragon, then she's legal. But if she's 500 years old, then am I the one who's underage? Okay, that's good. That's a good one. That's a really, really good one. That brings up a lot of questions, because it is legit true. Technically, you would be. You're a child in her eyes, because she's 500 years old, and if you're like 20, even 50, you're a child compared to her. Which do you think are more superior? Adding lots of restrictions to your nin like Kurapika and the others are doing, or train the traditional way like Bisky and Netro did? I personally prefer the Netro way. I mean, I really like Kurapika's way because of how it can make the plot very interesting and complex. But I really love the way Netro trained, like when we got to see the vision through Hunter x Hunter, when he just sat there and it was like basically madness and he punched every single day. I would say I like Netro's style. But if I want a really good narrative and story, I guess I would go with Kurapika. When you have money and time to go to places and have the chance to meet people, which top 5 YouTubers do you want to meet the most? Okay, I'd say the Anime Man, Misty, PewDiePie, Sun Wukong, and Gavin from Rooster Teeth. Those are the 5 YouTubers I would actually like to see. Dark Souls on the Switch, not a good enough reason for you to get it yet? No, not really. I mean, I already kind of own Dark Souls on my Xbox, and, I don't know how Dark Souls would probably play on a handheld, like, how the Switches run. I don't know. I just don't know how that would actually run in general. I don't know. I'd rather just get Dark Souls, the original Dark Souls, or the remastered Dark Souls on my Xbox when it comes out. Do real men watch shoujo? Because I'm conflicted. 3D Kanojo Real Girl. it's fine to watch shoujo. I've been watching shoujo since I was like 11, so I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing at all. I mean, I really love shoujo. I love josei as well, the step up from shoujo. It's like the seinen equivalent. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, I think everybody has a right to like what they want. I mean, if you like, romance, slice of life, or, things like, Kanojo Real Girl, then go for it. Don't let someone judge you for your opinion. You have all right to like what you want. Are you ticklish? Yeah, I'm actually pretty ticklish. Smash Psycho, smash Hisao, or watches both turn out to be lesbian like your school crush did. Holy crap, you're mean, man. Hashtag savage indeed. But, okay. I mean, it is tempting to see, Yuri between them. But, I mean, if I wanted to smash... Oh, I love the thighs of Hisao, but Psycho is thick. So, I'd say Psycho just because she's a gamer girl. I really like Psycho for that. What do you think Bon is doing in Purgatory? Who? Well, you consider checking the Black Clover manga since you dropped the anime. It got really good, especially this current arc, and it's a shame that, Studio Clown butchered its adaptation. I have heard some good things recently. I actually have been hearing it quite a bit, but here's the thing, though. I've been hearing it only recently that the manga Black Clover has gotten good, and FYI, the manga Black Clover has been going on around the exact same time as My Hero Academia. So if it took that long for it to get really good, then I'm a little bit worried about that. L, Psy, Konguru.